Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you the top 20 best Skyrim console mods for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Previously, we weren't able to have any type of external assets, however, things have seemingly changed the last few months. There's not been much enforcement of it, so you can see here, I got Ciri's outfit on my character, and we'll be breaking down much more in this video, because we got 300 plus weapons, 150 plus spells, a ton of armor, and much more to break down. The first mod I want to cover is the Reforging to the Masses. This is made by Registrant here, ported by Seagull Ports PSN, who's been porting a lot of Nexus mods over to console. Now what this does, if you're going to go smith some weapons, you'll notice there's a lot new options with this. This adds 300 different types of weapons to the game through a variety of different appearances here. So you got different types of maces, different swords, axes, war hammers that previously you weren't able to create. These are all very well done, and it's incredible to see so many new weapons in the game. I really like this ebony curved sword here, and a lot of these just look really nice. So this adds so many new weapons to the game, 300 plus, and they all feel lore accurate within Skyrim. There's also an armor version that's similar to this mod that I'll also be breaking down a little bit later on. I just love the appearance of these different weapons that are added. So this is something that I definitely would recommend if you're looking for new weapons on console, because yeah, this Reforging to the Masses adds 300 plus new weapons. So very well done. Most definitely worth checking out. Now in a similar vein, we got the Apocalpse Magic of Skyrim mod made by Inai Sion. This was ported by Seagull Ports as well. This adds 150 new spells to the game. There's all listed out on Nexus mod, so if you want to see that, you can search this up on Nexus. But yeah, this adds so many cool new spells to the game. They feel like really well done within the game. Like for example, an alteration spell allows you to create an underground storage space that you can access. Tons of new conjurations like Weeping Daedra and Dremora Assassins. Cool new destruction spells like the Hot Potato, which deals fire damage and bounces to different targets, kind of like a chain lightning. The Forbidden Sun, making a huge fireball, and then also creating weakness to fire. The Illusion spell, which will create a manifestation of other allies to confuse the enemies, and illusions will take extra damage from attacks. And some cool spells that like transfer all your stamina into Magicka, and some that'll take out instantly enemies that are below 40% of their health. So yeah, this adds a bunch of new spells to the game, and I highly recommend checking it out. It does take 48 hours for the spells to appear in game, so you do have to refresh your spell vendors. And next up is a retexture mod. So this is the Yuki 233515 Anna's Skyrim texture overhaul. They actually have a lot of mods. This is beautiful. So you can see what this looks like here in Whiterun. It revamps a lot of the textures, makes it much more bright and vibrant. And I think it looks nice, like the colorful houses with those bright roofs. It just suits the game. And after playing this game for hundreds upon thousands of hours, it's just nice to see some things look a little bit different in game. Now this currently works in Whiterun, Solitude, other small villages, snow on the roof, tableware, common furniture, no plans for Makarth, Riften, or Windhelm. So yeah, I think this just looks awesome. And next up is the Wilds of Skyrim Special Edition by Danny Q 1988. What this does is it adds 270 new NPCs and it creates new interactions. This actually replaced a lot of different mods. Like if you have different mods that adds in horses and different things and different other encounters to the game, this one is kind of the catch-all. It's all you need. So it's going to add a bunch of new encounters that happen. These are the random things that make Bethesda games so well done. And yeah, there's a lot of different things that can happen with NPCs, and you're there to obviously help out. So yeah, this is a really cool new mod with 270 new NPCs, each with their own schedules, increasing amounts and types of enemies you can encounter in the wildness. I was just getting jumped by some people there and I had to run away. But yeah, adding in a bunch of new encounters into the game. Oh, we got some more coming right after us. So this will keep your experience in Skyrim fresh, because you're always going to be running into new encounters and new things that happen in the game. So again, the encounters are what make Bethesda games so good, and we're getting jumped here by some different raiders. So yeah, incredible mod. Next up, we have the Lampposts of Skyrim Special Edition by Mika Ghost here. Now this one is really nice. There's actually a mod for Oblivion Remastered similar to this called Lumiere. What it does is it adds new lampposts to the game. So if you're exploring around at night, it actually feels a bit more natural, leading you down the correct path. This is 250 plus different lamps that are added into the game, and they're just nice because if you're going to just explore naturally without really using your map, this just works well. So you can see here a few different lampposts that have been added in. I think this is great, especially if you want to do an immersive run. I do have some lighting mods, and that's why things are very dark right now, but we'll be getting to that in just a moment. The lampposts are very nice to have, and just allow you to replay the game and have some new experiences. So PS4 Lampposts of Skyrim Special Edition, very well done by Mika Ghost here. And next up, this is a very famous mod, the Realm of Lorkhan here, Alternative Start. This is made by STL8355. There's also another mod by Cyan49 that creates a teleporter to take you here. What this is it replaces your intro to the game. So we've been through it a million times. This gives you a bunch of new ways to enjoy the game. So you got some different buffs and boons that you can take, and you start off your game here and then you warp back into the world. And this itself is a really cool looking spot. So yeah, you can activate different stones to give yourself different abilities. This is really cool. It's choosing your own adventure. Mike the Liar is also here, and you can purchase different abilities for when you start off. You get to choose a stone. Yeah, this kind of reminds me almost of an Oblivion way of starting the game, because you get to choose a few different specs that you don't normally get to pick in Skyrim. And you also start off in this gorgeous location. So this is a mind-blowing mod that's on console, and it was added actually May 2025. So yeah, this is great. The Realm of Lorkhan. So highly recommend this mod here by STL8355. Super cool. I could talk about this video or this mod all day, but yeah, lots of cool stuff to explore here, and it just gives you a new way to start the game off. So yeah, highly recommend it. And once you're ready to go, there's this little map marker here. It'll take you right to Whiterun. So that's pretty cool too. Keeps that really beautiful looking sky. Another thing with this mod is you don't actually have to teleport to Whiterun. You can choose where you start the game, which is very interesting because it gives you entirely new experiences. And next up is the Great City of Solitude by Be Very of A. Now, this revamps Solitude, and it's one that you can't go without. So it entirely changes the city around. Some of these color mods are from the other one that I mentioned. But yeah, it's a beautiful revamp of Solitude here. Now, there's some other mods similar to this one that I will be covering, but it's just gorgeous. It also makes some changes to the docks of Solitude as well, so you can explore around and you'll just see so many cool new ways that this game is built. There's also new interiors in the buildings as well, so whenever you go into some of these, you'll see some new stuff that you haven't seen before. So yeah, this is the Great City of Solitude mod by Be Very of A, and also the Great Cities by Soldierofwar. I should mention this is also by the Soldierofwar. This was ported by Be Very of A, and original mods by Soldierofwar. And with the Great Cities by the Soldierofwar, this changes Dawnstar, Dragonbridge, Falkreath, Marthal, Rorikstead, and Winterhold. So this entirely changes these appearances and the interiors of some of the buildings. So complete overhaul to some of the major cities of the game. I love these mods because they just make the game feel so much more alive. As it's if you've seen these for 10 plus years now, you know what to expect. So having new experiences with all the new NPC encounters, it really does make the game feel something special. And here's Winterhold, so some just minor changes when you go into the buildings as well. So yeah, I can talk about these mods all day just because of all the changes that are added with them. So yeah, this is the Soldierofwar's Great Cities. And next is the Ghost Gate of the Lost Palace by Neon IYT. This adds a new place to the map. This is a house that'll give you 3 new summons. The Ghost Gate of the Lost Palace is right above Morthal here, and you're just going to go in and you're just going to use this teleporter. Once you arrive, you have this very beautiful large location that's your new player home. There's a will-o-wisp that you can talk to here. And there's actually many will-o-wisps, but right as you get inside the house, you can see these animated dead here. And yeah, this is a gorgeous player house. It's unlike a lot of others that I've seen, and then you get these cool new companions. There's a vampire, there's a werewolf, so some pretty cool summons or new companions that you can have. And the house itself is pretty gorgeous, so yeah, it's got a lot of different things inside it. It just looks really cool. So this is one of the first player houses we'll be covering. There's gonna be a few more. Now next, I briefly want to mention Rayek's End here. This is a mod made by Rayek and ported over by Twisted Studios to PS4. And I've used this one in the past, however, it's not working for me currently, but it adds a nice new player home between Whiterun and Riverwood here, right in this location. For some reason, it won't work on my playthrough, but I have used this in the past on PlayStation. So yeah, this is a new player home. I just want to briefly mention this one as it is a very nice one. And next up is the Restored Kaer Lune Witcher player home. So following up with the Ciri that I had earlier, this mod made by Alzarus PS4 Mods. This is basically Kaer Morhen, but in Skyrim. So it adds a new place to the world, so it's just going to be right here on the map, and it's got its own unique map marker. It also adds in mutagens to the game, so you can enhance your character, kind of similar to how The Witcher 3 plays. This is a player home here. You will have to fight some off before you get access to it. Well, I have some weird insta-death mods installed. And this here is what the interior of the house looks like. So you can go about it. There's also, again, those mutagens that you can enhance your character with, and there's also going to be some bandits within the interior of the house, so just be mindful of that. And once you go into this main door here, and once again, so yeah, I've been filming this video for about 2 hours now, so I don't know what's going on. I did cover this in a previous video, but yeah, it's a Kaer house, and if I get any closer, I'm going to get one shot. Note to self, remove difficulty mods next time. Now, a much more friendly and familiar location. This is Hobbiton by Ozymandias here, and this is a PS4 version of it. Now, if you, I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, but this is a really cool player house. So you got the Burrow Hobbit there, you can go right into it. When inside, it's actually much larger than it appears, and very much so themed around Lord of the Rings. So it does have pretty much everything you need, workbench, etc. And it's beautiful. So it's tucked away in a very little hidden location, but really nice player home here. And this is actually one of my favorites. It's got everything. It's got the alchemy lab, the enchanting, and everything you could ever want in a player home. And it's all in a very nice, like, ordered and not too hard to find anything. So yeah, this is cool. Beautiful right outside. And then, yeah, it looks super cool too. So that's the Hobbiton by Ozymandias here. And next is the Timber Heartfire Homes PS5. This is by QLP DLB on Nexus Mods. What this does is the Heartfire houses that you get in the DLC of the Skyrim game, this makes them look so much better. So yeah, you can just see it right there. We got some nice revamping of the appearances before and then after there. So this is just a redone version of the player homes. I think it's really well done. Yeah, this is what it looks like before, and then after just makes it more like a player home should look. And next up is a mod that I love. So this is Ciri's outfit from The Witcher 3, and this mod was made by Orestes here, ported over by Glupino here. And what this does is it adds in Ciri's outfit to the game. Now, Ciri's outfit's been in some other mods, and CD Projekt Red's actually really nice. They let a modder use it in Baldur's Gate 3 as well. So yeah, this is Ciri's outfit. It looks great. I can't see myself using really many other outfits after getting something like this, as Ciri's outfit's got serious drip. So yeah, this looks awesome. There's also a fur coat that you get on top of this as well. It just looks really cool. It also adds in Ciri's weapons. So you see here, I got Ciri's sword, and then you pull it out there. It's got that cool sheath on the side, and it looks pretty nice. Very similar to what Ciri's weapon should look like. And then there's some other outfits here, like, or other weapons like Ciri's dagger, Ciri's greatsword, Ciri's sword, and under the leather is where you got Ciri's boots long, and then you got Ciri's collar, Ciri's gloves, Ciri's outfit. One of the most iconic video game outfits now available in Skyrim on PlayStation 4 and 5. Now, you might have seen me use this outfit for most of the video as well. This is the Fiend Hunter PS5, and this is created by Glupino here, and this adds Rachel's leather suit from Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. It looks nice. I know this is out there for a lot of people. It's pretty decent. Now, one thing to keep in mind is that this will morph a little bit. So if you are swimming underwater, it does make the outfit's meshes mess up a little bit. And also if you've seen previously when I was getting hit by the enemies there, it does make some of the textures mess up. So just a couple little issues there. No big deal, obviously. This outfit itself looks really great. And just some screenshots from the mod itself. It also comes with a weapon as well, and it looks cool. And it gives you, again, the Inferno Hammer here, which is a really large weapon. It looks awesome too. So more weapons. I'm a huge fan. And next up is the MVM Miscellaneous Vanilla Mashups by Cyan49. This adds a ton of new outfits to the game, and they're like kit mashing. It is kind of external assets, but also it's revamped versions of base game outfits. It looks really nice, and there's a lot of different options that you got. There's even some elven ones here. This goes really well with the weapon mod earlier, Reforging to the masses. So I'd recommend having both of these here. You just see there's so many different armor pieces. A lot of them are super cool, and some of them are just minor tweaks of another armor set, but it's awesome. Again, style is important in games like this. I really like this steel plate helmet here. Reminds me of Thor, but yeah, so many cool new armor pieces in this, so highly recommend it. Now, Skyrim's character creation is nothing special compared to what we have nowadays. However, this PS4, PS5 character editor all-in-one customization pack here does make things a lot better. This mod by Julia here adds a ton of new skin colors to the game, so 45 new ones there. Merged hairstyles, so more hair volume, making some of these hairs look obviously a lot better. And then also there's different wearable horns and all different war paints for every race now. On top of this, there's 52 new hair colors and this is just a really great mod for adding more customization to the game so that you can make your character of your dreams. Now water, there's lots of water mods in Skyrim. However, my favorite, after testing many, is the vanilla Water Reimagined PS5. This mod by STL8355 was ported by them and created by Gerald1264. This was ported over May of 2025, so it's relatively new. This looks awesome. Now, I've tried lots of different water mods. I'd recommend trying a few yourself just to get a feel for what they look like. Some of them do have a little bit of a different feel. Some of them are clear. This one does have a bit of a different texture to it, but I think it looks really great. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Water mods are pretty nice and a staple of modding, and same thing with Fallout. There's a lot of water mods, but this one looks really cool. Now, my favorite weather mod is the Raid Weathers. This is my Bendak here, or ported by Bendak, created by Oliver Durenboss, ported from their Nexus mod, Olivier Durenboss. Now, I've been using this my whole time. What's great about this is it adds actual stealth-based weather. So when it's darker out, you're going to have a better chance of hiding. When it's bright out, you're going to have less of a chance of hiding. And the weather itself is gorgeous too. There's a lot of new appearances in this, and you might have seen that big moon there earlier. So this is again, it depends. You got to teleport around sometimes to get some of the weather to change, but I think that this has got to be one of the best weather mods in game. There's so many different weather mods, and this has been my favorite from them. So yeah, Raid Weather. My favorite part is it makes it so that your stealth is optimized based on what you see. So darkness and bad weather realistically affect the sneaking. This is realistic AI detection. That's what Raid stands for. You can see there's a lot of different things here listing out about this mod. So yeah, this is cool. Another one I want to mention is the Better Magic PS4. So this makes it so that you don't get boring upgrades. So basically, this will make it so that your scaling is changed whenever you grab them. So things like Novice Alteration, you can cast them for half the spells, and all Alteration spells last longer. They make it more buffed. So Armor spells have triple duration. Things like that. Instead of getting like small buffs, they make it much higher of a buff. This mod made by Sushi Squid is great, and it also works with the other magic mod that I've shared that gives new spells. So this just enhances magic. It makes them much more powerful. If you've played Oblivion, you'll know magic is the best in that game. In Skyrim, it's stealth archery that's best, but this will enhance it overall. Next up, this is a cool one. Meet Ariadne, the mythical Spriggan follower for Skyrim. So this adds a new follower, and it's a Spriggan. So pretty cool. I think it looks awesome, and I know a lot of people want to, if you want to do like a druid style playthrough, you can now do that with this. Imperial Agent 1992 made this, and the best Spriggan follower. Also want to mention these mods here by Eddie the Eagle, the PC Werewolf, I should say the PS4 Werewolf perks expanded. So this actually makes becoming a werewolf a much better choice, and not as, like, being a werewolf is kind of underwhelming in this. So this actually will make it so that you can have a skill tree here and upgrade different things. Like your werewolf form gains additional 50 damage rating, is 20% resistant to magic. This is really cool. So there's a lot of different perks, increasing your armor resistance, or ignores armor resistances. Rank 2 increase your health regen to 1% per second, adds buff to stamina rate and armor damage, also reduces stamina cost of power attacks. So yeah, this can make the werewolf so much better, and this is really cool by Eddie the Eagle. On top of that, there's also the PS4 Vampire Lord perks expanded mod. Similar concept. This adds a ton of new perks. So there's the vanilla perks here, the summon gargoyle, blah blah blah, but new perks. So no fall damage to the Vampire Lord and muffled in human form, 20% resistance of fire, 20 or plus resistance, so you take more fire damage with less frost damage. Deal 10% more damage with your spells as a Vampire Lord. You can upgrade that even further. There's a lot of cool things here, and I highly recommend both of these mods to enhance your overall playthrough with both vampire and werewolf forms. Also, Immersive Leveling. I think this is just a really useful mod to have. So this makes some of the more boring ones to upgrade a lot quicker. So smithing, enchanting, and alchemy are 50% faster. Much needed because it's boring to level those up. It's just iron daggers times 100. Speech, lock, picking, and pickpocketing are 20% faster. And your magic spells here, 15% faster. Heavy armor, light armor, and block, 10% faster. And then there's no changes to your melee, archery, and sneak. They're all vanilla because those ones will level up quicker. I think this is perfect because, yeah, some of the leveling is not great in Skyrim, and this helps balance it out. And also, instant skill mastery. This is actually a really cool mod. If you want to max out your skills really quickly, let's say you're doing a new playthrough and you just want to get to having maxed out skills, this mod by Twilight Cards will actually give us a new location to go to. There is the cheat room. That's one of my previous favorite mods. I have mentioned it before. It adds this right here, But to get to this other one, we're actually just going to hug this wall here. You're going to run around, and it teleports you to a room where you're going to create an item, and it's going to give you 100 in that skill. So there's this portal right here, and boom, it takes you to this room that actually just lets you level up all your skills one by one if you want to. So if we want to get 100 illusion, just go here, craft this, boom, your illusion has increased to 100. So yeah, this is really easy to max out your skills in Skyrim. So let me know which mods in Skyrim for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 are your favorites. I really like this outfit here and Ciri's outfit too. I've been playing around with a lot of the new mods and testing them all out, seeing what works with the latest updates and all that. And Skyrim modding, I think, is for release PlayStation 5 is going to reach its absolute best coming up here soon, since it seems like Sony is not really caring too much about external assets, and I think that's a good thing. Modding is what gets people playing the games for much longer, and it gets people to buy games, actually, with Baldur's Gate 3 recently doing I guess it's almost been a year now of doing console mod testing where they test and approve mods for console. I think this is a good way to help Skyrim have a bit of extra longevity on the platform. So let me know what you think of these mods and your favorites in PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already. I hope you have an incredible day, and we'll see you all in the next video.